Good morning to you all. TGIM, March the 14th, 2022, 3/14. Yes, Pi Day, as some people call it, if any of you are into math. It's also St. Paddy's Week, right? We get to celebrate the Irish and all of us. And the Irish are good at giving blessings, aren't they? As we must become even better at giving and receiving blessings, and especially counting our own blessings as much as we possibly can, so that we can be even better at blessing others. Why all this blessed talk this morning? Well, because if any of you are following the news, which is kind of hard to avoid, even as much as we want to try and limit that, right? There's stuff going on this planet right now that really, really needs some sort of attention, some sort of vibe. Now, not everybody's into this idea of vibration, if you will, and how we can all be better at vibing at a higher frequency so that we can do more good in our world. But there is definitely an opportunity here for those who do feel that and who have a certain empathy for the other to be more constructive, especially with our words and our gentle actions, so that we can create a love vibe. We kind of started talking a little bit about that in our last episode, about when we're overwhelmed or bored, as how we can look at the low-lying fruit. And someone brought up that sometimes you got to figure out what is a worthy low-lying fruit to be working on. And definitely anything in the kind, compassionate, love range of low-lying fruit is going to serve us more constructively as opposed to kind of destructively, right? So it's important that we discern these opportunities. And this particular fellow who kind of pushed back on what we talked about last week shared a really good quote by Marcus Aurelius that says, on anything we are going to be thinking of doing, or even thinking of thinking, or thinking of saying, right? Ask ourselves first, is it necessary? Is it really necessary? You know, some things are obviously necessary. You know, we got to eat, we got to rest, we got to, do things every day to function properly. But then when we get into those other choices, be sure that it is somehow necessary. Now, if it makes you feel good, then that is kind of necessary, because that's how we raise our vibe, right? I shared a link with some of you all in the past day here about how we can do that, how we can raise our vibe to maybe help what's going on in parts of our planet that is not a high vibration, that is destructive, that it's, not serving us individually and collectively as the human race very well. So it behooves others who can't do much else necessarily there or close by or directly to maybe indirectly do it by raising our vibe. That's why we've started the DoSomeGoodery.com initiative, if you will, so that we can kind of raise that vibe, so that we can offset that depressive one that's going on. So, something to think about. This isn't for everyone. I get it. I have opinions about certain things, and I have a perspective of certain things that maybe doesn't resonate with everyone, and that's okay. It's in our diversity that we'll be able to see more of what each other sees, so that we can practice more compassion and kindness and appreciation and so on. That helps us all vibe better. Even if we have differences, even if we don't agree, we can still have a positive, uplifting, constructive vibe about it. More good stuff to talk about and think about this week, right? As we celebrate St. Paddy's Day, and maybe have a green one to raise our vibration. Not too many, because when you do, that goes down on the vibration side, right? So all we can do, or all we can be, so that we can do and thereby have, so that we can give ever more to raise this consciousness. What do you say? Have yourselves an awesome day. Have some pie. That could raise the vibe too. Have an awesome week. We'll see you next week. Ciao and cheers.